And with that, I am thrilled to introduce your next president, Carly Day, or should I say C. Dizzle MD, as her new nickname started at the beginning of this meeting.
Hey everybody. So I think while I am pretty loud, so a lot of you already know me and can hear me wandering the halls here, I wanted to introduce myself a little bit. I think a lot of us are sort of a culmination of all of our past experiences and training and all of that. So I did go to Miami University for undergraduate, did a physical medicine rehabilitation at University of Virginia, as well as my medical school, and then did fellowship at University of Utah. I have lots of people here, including Stu Willick, my co-fellow, and then my turned best friend, Melissa Novak, and people who, along my journey, have been very meaningful to me. Shout out to my co-residents at UVA, Jeff, John, and Jordana. We all went down different paths, but doing residency with someone is something you'll never forget. Then when I went into the work world, going to the Cleveland Clinic, and a lot of them are here today, appreciate all you guys coming, was where I got my legs. Learned a lot, gained some confidence, took care of a Division II school called Notre Dame College, which, fun fact, no longer exists. But while I was there, had the honor of taking care of a D2 National Championship wrestling team, tons of football wins, spent a lot of time in West Virginia for away games, and really became the physician I am today with them. And now I'm at Purdue University as the head team physician. I love my job, love it every single day. I love the chaos, the fun, the good, the bad, everything that comes along with it. So first I'm going to put up this slide from Hawk and Day Camp back when I was young and see if you can spot me. I actually think there's a couple acceptable answers here of who I could be. You have to know my personality to maybe pick out who I am. So there's me, and I'm pretty sure I'm upset that they made me stop playing kickball in order to sit still for a photo for 2 minutes is my guess there. But I was a pretty rambunctious child. With my children at dinner, if they don't want to talk about their school day, a lot of times we'll do 2 truths and a lie. So 2 truths and a lie. I visited the Great Wall of China. I've ridden a camel, and I can do the worm. Cindy Chang, I know you know the answer here. All right, so what's the lie? So fun fact for you guys, I don't like lying. It's mean to lie, so all 3 are true. Pictorial evidence. All right, so now that you know about me, I got to talk about Rebecca. Rebecca is incredible, and my favorite part about her is she actually is different from me, which I think helps me a lot when I'm learning. When you're around a bunch of people who are very similar to you and have similar styles than you don't really grow. Rebecca is a listener. She takes in all sides. She is patient. She is slow. She makes really educated decisions, and I think that that's something that I'm going to try to take with me because I am a fast talker, fast thinker, and just really make sure that I use her leadership style and the influence that she's put on me to try my best to follow her, which is a very tough act to follow. But I do want to give her her fancy gavel award, so let me grab that. Rebecca, everybody. Gavel award. Oh, we get a photo? Gavel award. Thank you. Thank you. She really is great. I would tell you if she wasn't. I told you I don't lie. Just a big shout out to our program planning committee. Those who have been involved with it in the past know how much work it is. I've been really happy with how the meeting's gone so far and looking forward to going to the rest of it. I want to make a few comments about these 2 lovely individuals. Dr. Andy Koosman followed a long line of PPC chairs of having a baby during her PPC planning year, which was this summer, which anyone who knows how the cycle goes is the busiest time that you can possibly plan it. And she still did an incredible job. What I will say about her is she cares so deeply for AMSSM. Every talk that was put together, she wanted it to be so good and just really cares about us. She's a driven physician who really is working to improve the care for female athletes and a mom of 3. She's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And I really enjoy working with her. I think she truly is a future leader of AMSSM, and just wanted to thank her. I have a plaque, but I'm going to give it to her later so I can give her some nice private thanks. So everyone, round of applause for Andy Koosman. And then Wilden is hard to describe if you've never met him, but I'm going to try. Will has unlimited energy, an infectious laugh, and truly a passion for education. If you ever have to do a Zoom meeting with Will, I guarantee you will end happier than when you started, based on the time that you have spent with him. He takes care of business. He's so fun to work with, and I can't wait to see him grow through his time at AMSSM as well. Thank you, Will. All right, so big thanks to the whole program planning committee as well, especially Dr. Kobayashi and Olufade, who are the ICL co-chairs. Appreciate all of you guys. Excellent moderating. It's a lot of work. I also have an AMSSM staff thank you slide. If you don't notice when everyone thanks them, it's not because they make us, it's because they do so much and make our lives so much easier that we all feel compelled to thank them. So thank you, everybody. I'm looking forward to working with you over the next year. I apologize that you have to work with me, but we will have a good time. That I can guarantee. All right, so here's my incoming speech and the things I want to focus on. I like alliteration. It's fun. So recognize, respect, revamp, and reflect. So recognize, this is when everyone talks about the people who have helped them along the way, right? All their mentors. Well, that's impossible. I have a lot of mentors, so I made a slide out of all their names, and you can gander at that as I talk about my family if you don't care about my family. So first, I just have to start with my mom. She is my hero. The bulk of her career was as a teacher on a lockdown psychiatric ward for Cleveland Public Schools. I sort of call her like the Michelle Pfeiffer of the psych ward. So she taught these kids and helped them keep up with their studies while they're in inpatient hospitalization, so when they were discharged, they wouldn't be behind. Then, for some reason, she decided to get a PhD at night while still working, got a PhD in urban education with a focus on burnout and urban teachers, and then went on to teach at a university in a Master's of Education program. So she's impressive. She listens, she doesn't judge, and she never gave me a curfew growing up. Really appreciated that. Can't thank her enough for instilling the values of education, helping disadvantaged populations, and giving people grace, which she is very good at. This is my family. So my husband, Matt Day, is a stay-at-home dad. Shout out to the stay-at-home dads there. He literally runs everything. He is volunteering at the school. He plays with the kids in the yard. He helps them with their homework, which is great because I'm not good at this whole new math they're trying to do. He cooks, he cleans, and most importantly, he never gives me a hard time if I have to stay late at work because an athlete's having a tough time. If I have to pick up an extra, sport to cover. I have never once in my entire career, I don't know why, because I would not be that way. He just says, yeah, do what you got to do. I got this. It's really helpful to be successful when you have someone at home doing that. And that picture on the left is evidence of him going over homework with the kids and me sitting behind them being the photographer. This is my daughter. I can talk about her forever. I won't, but she's 12 years old. Her name is Valencia, and she marches to the beat of her own drum, which I couldn't love more about her. She's a voracious reader. She's smarter than me. She's wittier than me. She can beat me at tennis. She plays the cello, and as of this past month, is officially taller than me. So I've successfully created a better version of myself. I don't know what else you would want to do in life. Those books in the middle will take her about 2 weeks to get through. This guy is LJ. This is my 10-year-old. He'll be 11 on Monday. And he's my little buddy. The picture on the left was we were playing euchre as a family, and there was a 30-second break while my husband was shuffling. So he just felt the need to be upside down, wearing his Chiefs shirt for the AMSSM staff there. LJ is sweet and silly and helps my whole family find joy in the little moments that might otherwise pass us by. He's a fabulous mix of compassion, chaos, and knock-knock jokes. And I'm never letting him leave. He must live with us the rest of his life because he's the best. All right, so in the spirit of recognition, recognizing those who have impacted our lives, AMSSM has 2 new awards this year to honor our athletic training and orthopedic colleagues. I felt this is very important. We'll see if I can get through this. I proposed the creation of these awards in the memory of one of the best athletic trainers in the history of college sports. Doug Boersma was a senior associate athletics director.
Where are you here? Doug Bosma? All right, I got it. Was the Senior Associate Athletics Director for Performance and Sports Medicine at Purdue, and we worked together for almost 5 years until his sudden passing in June of 2023. He was the glue that held the athletic department together. He treated all athletes the same, whether they were NFL bound or the last person on the depth chart. His legacy will be carried on by the ATs and AT students he mentored at Purdue, and by the college ATs across the country who would often reach out to him for advice. I find solace in the fact that Doug knew how much I appreciated working with him because I told him often. I hope all of you are lucky enough to work with someone great and can take the time when you get back to let them know you value their contribution. Go to the next slide.
I can do the rest, yeah.
You can do this one? Sure? Okay, you want some tissue? Yes. Or like a hard paper crusty piece?
All right, so, sorry, I knew I wasn't going to get through it. I already told Rebecca. All right, so here are our winners. It made me really happy to meet Steve Cole. He was here for the SMART course before the annual meeting, and I was able to give him his plaque and tell him the story about the creation of this. So I'm going to read to you the information that was submitted about him. So while excelling in his own career as an athletic trainer, Steve committed himself to empowering physicians with the skills to provide life-saving and injury management care to athletes. He developed a SMART workshop to encourage collaboration between ATs and physicians, particularly at the high school level, and to equip those physicians with the tools to recognize, assess, and manage acute sports injuries on the field. Steve has coordinated all aspects of holding the workshop at every AMSSM annual meeting since 2005. Over the past 2 decades, Steve has trained hundreds of doctors nationwide, ensuring that more athletes, especially those in settings without full-time athletic trainers, receive critical care when they need it the most. He approached every workshop with expertise, enthusiasm, and humility, creating an environment where learning was engaging and accessible. So he's not here today, but he does have his plaque, got the award, and big round of applause for Steve Cole. I'm good. All right, and then I'm announcing the Orthopedic Surgeon Excellence Award, which goes to Dr. John Wilkins. I had a chance to let him know about the award earlier this week, and I want to read to you what people had said about him. Dr. Wilkins consistently supports his primary care sports medicine physician colleagues, tirelessly advocating for their role in advancing patient care. His passion for community health is unparalleled. He has fought to secure vital medical resources for inner-city schools, ensuring underserved student athletes receive the care they deserve. His leadership has led to the establishment of free mass physicals for Baltimore's inner-city school children, breaking down barriers to access and prioritizing their well-being. He is retiring soon, and he was so honored. His statement to me was, I'm so honored to get this award from primary care sports medicine physicians. So it was really meaningful to him and shows what an advocate he's been for our field. So a big round of applause for Dr. Wilkins. All right. So this is actually really interesting. Dr. Neufeld and I did not coordinate our talks, but I literally am about to say the exact same thing he said. So I think that's really meaningful if the foundation and our executive committee are aligned in how they feel about the organization. There's something called specialty disrespect, which is specialty bad-mouthing, career choice bullying, people talking bad about other specialties. And where this really comes up is when medical students are making their choice and people, almost discouraging them away from something they're passionate about. And interestingly, the primary care specialties are the ones who truly experience the most specialty disrespect when they study this. And you guys have probably heard comments before, right? Why are you going to family medicine? You're so smart, things like that. And we all know some of the smartest docs are the ones who are doing it all. So with this in mind, though, I thought, it's not just about specialty, it's all the things that make us different. So literally the same things he said, our practice setting, whether we're doing research or not, what level we're taking care of, the focus of our practice, these are all things that make us smarter. If there's someone who does a ton of injections and I don't, I bet I can learn from them. And if I'm doing a ton of team care and they're not, I can probably share some insights with them. So I appreciate every member, and no matter what you do, where you are, if your goal is to advance the care for athletes and active people, then you and I have the same goal, and we are cut from the same cloth. So as a wise philosopher once said, be curious, not judgmental. All right, quickly revamp. So while they're working through their Information Optimization Task Force, we are going to start a new presidential task force that has a smaller goal and a less expensive goal. We're just looking at the committees. So this is the Presidential Task Force on Committee Structure. These are the 9 committees in AMSSM. They have not changed for a very long time other than the addition of the ultrasound committee about a decade back. So we're going to look at these committees, evaluate what they're doing, determine the need for addition, removal, revamping, and then assess the structure within committees as far as how leadership goes, who's doing what work, and how communication works within those committees. So hopefully next year when I come back to the State of the Union, I'll be able to report back on that. It's being led by Dr. Statuta and Dr. Bowers. All right, so now we shall reflect. I like the quote, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." I feel that very much about my job whenever I'm having a tough day. For me, the payoff is seeing my student athletes do well. My upper left is my resting boss face. I was very concerned about that athlete when we were on national TV, just trying to figure out what's going on. Me and a U.S. soccer athlete, and then me and, at the time, he was the 2nd or 3rd tallest athlete on our team. We have a lot of tall people on my basketball team. While, my joy may include success in their sport, it's often more impactful to see them overcome an eating disorder, be the first from their family to graduate from college, or give back to their own communities. So I love what I do. I hope you all do as well. If there's anything I can do to help over the course of this year, as Deion Sanders says, I'm not hard to find. And thank you very much.